Good morning. Good morning. I should have put some makeup on. Hi, good morning. Good morning. I don't know who's here, who may not be here, who's going to come. It doesn't matter. I have to stick to my objective. On Miss Carter's, we're supposed to go live and do a recap. I did the video over there, and we're going to do the live over here at Carter's Eat. Um, what did you think about it? I rushed it last night, but I got my message out. But here this morning, we can have a discussion and you can share what your thoughts were on Greenleaf. What were your highlights? What's the mystery behind AJ's character? Yes, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thumbs up on your way in. If you're new to Carter's Eat, be sure you comment, commit, and stick. And make sure you check out Miss Carter's, where we did the video on Greenleaf. If you haven't watched Greenleaf, do you, will you, can you? Does it interest you? Do you support the OWN network? Oprah is also rolling out, the OWN network is also rolling out the film series, classic film series. OWN is rolling out the classic film series. Catch that in your spirit. OWN is rolling out the classic films. Who's going to do it? What better channel than OWN? I almost say 5 years too late. We've got the mess called haves and haves not. We have all the other mess. But when is it going to roll out the classic? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Cleo and Terrence. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Anybody watch Greenleaf? I got my coffee and I just want to recap and see if anybody watched it with me, watches it, can share this for later on for anybody in your network that may watch Greenleaf. We can have live discussions either the night of, but my kids, I can't do it with the kids. So I have to do it with coffee in the morning to say, what's the AJ storyline and the guy that killed himself? Thank you, Cleo. Thank you, sister. What's June 14th? What's Flag Day? What's Flag Day? What's Flag Day? June 14th. What's Flag Day? I'll Google that. How is it that Bishop forgot? Because I believe he's dying. And that's why he keeps rushing to get married. As you're coming in, and then I got excited about Rick Fox. Yes, good morning, Pastor Kim. Any name that you hear me mentioning in this particular Lord, I don't even have on lipstick. As you hear me mention names, go ahead and connect with that channel. Take the time to use your notebook and write down that channel's name. So I've mentioned Terrence, Minister of Music, Pastor Kim, and Life of Cleo. If you don't know these channels, please go ahead and connect with them. I'm early today, but I'm gonna go ahead and get you can see my ring light in the glasses. I'm getting my Greenleaf recap together on Carter's Eat so that you can go over to Miss Carter and subscribe there and also keep up with our Greenleaf videos. But this is the live. If anybody happens to watch it, they can drop in the chat what their thoughts were on last night's episode. What were the highlights? What do you think of Carissa? What do you think of Jacob? Lady May stayed in the same outfit fit through the whole episode. Charity. Sis lost at least 20 pounds. She looks amazing. I think in her real life, outside of acting, she is working out, has a personal trainer. She looks phenomenal. Her hair was stellar. I love the cleavage. I love the leg showing. I loved her dress. Um, Charity is just, there's no compassion for her on the show at all. And I just feel like we gotta make her a stronger character. But it's over. This is the season finale. So I believe the spinoff is gonna be hopefully Spirit. I don't know who's gonna be the leading character on the spinoff. It may be Lady May. I think Grace is supposed to be the leading character on this series, but we'll have to see what they do in the spinoff and who the characters are. Grace I don't ever think she's that instrumental in the show. I really just don't the show, and I think it's Lady May, and sometimes it's Bishop. But if she could just open her heart and fall in love with Rick Fox, that would be better. And for Rick to tell her he adores and misses her, that was powerful. Um, I believe that they're going to get the church back. I think it's going to be their church again. It's going to be a whole bunch of foolery, but it's going to be their church again. Just because you can't tear down that horrible, that wonderful looking establishment. I like Bishop's line. I liked Bishop's line. I sure will. Bishop's line, which was "We are God's bowling pins." He said, "We are God's bowling. We get knocked down, we get back up again." Oh, thank you. I got more of my Brazilian reaction reviews coming. I'm just behind. I have to stay focused. My laptop might be. Pastor Kim, I can't. Of course this laptop's dead. I'll send it to you, Pastor Kim. I wish I could drop it in the link. Thank you, Frank G. Thank you, Letta. Thank you, Letta. Good morning to you. Good morning, be the difference. Adamonginus. Letta. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, Frank G. I'm glad somebody did it. You can have a conversation, and we're sharing it with the other four people in the chat. Um, Frank G, what were your thoughts? The Life of Cleo, she's coming in the door. Did you watch it, Life of Cleo? Did you watch Greenleaf? Do you watch Greenleaf? And Frank G, you know my other channel, Miss Carter's, MRS space Carter. Frank G, can you drop that link in the chat? Oh, you don't watch it? It's a family. It's a like Dynasty, just like Dynasty, except for it's an African American family. So we're here for that, and they happen to be have a church. And I thought that the uptick was going to be religion and the church, but it seems to be family dynamic and how we interact, and that they have sagas and drama just like any other family, and that there's fallout, there's sin. Um, your mom watches it. Excellent, excellent. And so I really enjoy it because I love all things African American. Frank G, if you're able to drop a link in the chat, please do, of my other channel. Thank you, Pastor Kim. I appreciate that. I think Grace's son is not her son. I absolutely agree. I think that's going to be like the storyline, a whole bunch of scuttlebucket behind who AJ is and who the guy. Everybody here that comes to watch this replay, see, here's a name that I mentioned. Please take it upon yourself to grab a pen and paper and connect with the channels that I've mentioned. I appreciate that. Frank G is going to try to drop Miss Carter's link in the chat. We won't be here long. Thoughts from last night that they wanted to share. If they do watch, I thank Pastor Kim for being here and just supporting. That's so awesome. I may go live as Carter Eat later on, but this is my morning Greenleaf connection that I'll be doing on Wednesdays. Be the differences here. Sexy too much for you, Coleman, Frank GTV. I love Cleo, Pastor Kim. Shout out to the 9 in the chat. I hope I've mentioned everybody. Be the difference. You may know where my Miss Carter link is. If you could drop that in the chat so that people can connect with that, my other channel. I'm supposed to do the actual coffee at Miss Carter's and do the video on Carter's. Not to confuse everybody, but just for those that do remember, I did show reviews over here to make sure we had a live platform to discuss it. Hi, TT. I enjoyed my girls yesterday getting their hair done. I was on the couch watching Team Mizumi with Blake, and I enjoyed spending the afternoon with Reborn, TT, and Joy. You are as many houses as I'm at. We are in these YouTube streets. So, what we're doing with TT, do you watch Greenleaf? I love it. I think I like Greenleaf because of the decor. Thank you, Frank G. You are so good to me. That's my other channel, you guys. It's doing very well. We're almost at 1K. Um, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of me. That's all I can say. I'm sure my whole family's tired of me doing all this YouTube stuff, but at least while I'm in the full throttle of motherhood, I get to use my creative juices in some capacity. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Good morning, my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful queen, the fruitful wife. Again, if you hear me mention a name during this Greenleaf and Coffee recap, please get over there and support that channel. Be the differences here, Reborn Artist Life, as TT is here, the fruitful wife, my queen, G's TV, the life of Cleo, Jay's way, Jules has come back to me. Yeah, we're talking about Greenleaf. I don't know if anybody in the chat watches it other than me and Frank G, and all the others are supporting me. I appreciate that so much. But like I was saying, I got my coffee and I got my notes. Lady May did not change outfits. That baffled me. I said, now you know production, because I am a producer. I think I'm a producer. Production, you guys could have done a wardrobe change. She's never heard of it. Jesus! An outfit for the morning and an outfit for the afternoon. I believe Bishop is sick in that he's going to be the character that dies off, even though we love Bishop. I love Lady May. I wasn't as controlling, and her vocabulary was not as robust as always. Her vocabulary is always so sophisticated and grand, but she was on the level. Um, Grace and Noah both had their face cracked, and we're told no, they can't see AJ. We're believing that AJ is not the son. I don't think he's the son. I think it's going to be a great storyline when we find out. The kids just walked in. If you don't know, I have two kids late in life at 40 and 44. I'm not doing a live. I'm doing a Greenleaf recap.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Blake's hair's not done, so she's still going to show you.
Mohawk! Whoa, look at your mohawk.
You like it?
It looks like, whoa, I like it.
No, can't shake production now.
I'm just gonna lay.
You're welcome to lay on the bed. No.
Let's go play.
How are your waffles?
We're Mazon. Okay. Mazon means delicious.
Rams, they're shaking production. Shake.
Come on.
Close my door.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye. I love you too.
Jay's voice said I'm in. I want it blue. Proof of white. Drive up from Atlanta and dye it blue and purple. I think the guy that was at the gravesite last season is the son. I do too, but how are we going to find that out? And I love how production is really building a lot of drama with close-ups to Grace's face so we can get all her expressions. And like I said on my channel, Rick Fox. I would like to see Grace's heart open up and soften and then fall in love. Thank you for visiting Carter's Eat this morning. If you're watching the recap, make sure you check out Miss Carter's channel where we do the video on the night of Greenleaf. And then the Upship Fellowship as you're in here. James Way, Rams Clan. Thank you, Fruitful. Yes, the new season started. We can't keep up. I'm waiting for the Housewives of Potomac, and y'all gonna see me really act a fool. Because I love drama. I do. I love discussing it. And like I said, I thought it was funny, strange. It's supposed to be a Christian show. And Lady May was sitting on the steps comforting her daughter. Thank you so much, Frank G. Thank you so much. And she's telling Grace, I'm so sorry to hear that your son didn't want to see you and Noah. Pick your face up off the floor. I dream of hugging Faith all the time. But then she said that strange line, I can hug her in heaven, but I know I can't. And I was like, yes, you can. In heaven, you're going to be able to hug her. Spiritually, you can. And I'm sure you can hug her right now. But she goes down to the gravesite. She said, even though I know she's not there, I like to go where her body last was and connect with her. And so then Charity writes a poem for Grace. And Grace says, how can you do that and make it all about you, Charity, when I didn't lose my son? And Charity's like, yes, you've lost your son. And Grace is like, no, he's still with me. And Grace is just mad because of what she did last season, which is throw AJ under the bus. Throw AJ under the bus. That's my husband calling. It's just unreal. Throw AJ under the bus by turning him into telling the church, and that's still my husband. And then, of course, Charity did that to throw her gold coins in the hat so that she can become assistant pastor, quote unquote AP. So there's just angst between the two of them. But I was like, if it's a Christian show, at what point are you going to be empathetic to Charity, trying to find her place in the family, sympathetic that forgiveness, and then as soon as Charity pulls up in the car, Lady Mae stands up to leave. And I'm like, that's your daughter. You can't just walk. And Charity's like, can you please forgive me? Can you please just talk to me? I don't know what to do. And I get it because she's in love with the pastor and who cares nothing for her. And she's got to eat crow and be in that position, even though it's turning into a white gymnasium church. Author, please stop. And then we're going to be done shortly. And so that's the Charity storyline. That's the Charity storyline. And she's and then do you think the uncle who died in season 1 will come back to get Grace? No. I think I liked him. I hate that they wrote him off the show. I really think that Jacob is going to come out the champion. I know Oprah's going to come back because when they begin to tear down that bar or try to tear down that bar, Oprah's character is going to come back, but they're not going to lose the church. But I do want to know what AJ is going to say in the hospital bed. Now let's talk about Grace's daughter, Zora. I like that the OWN network or the producers are incorporating this teenage storyline, peer pressure, interest in sex. Even though I think wasn't she wearing a chastity bracelet? But she's going to college and she chose not to go to college. Hi, Tiff Vision. Thank you for joining us. Frank G, Life of Cleo, Fruitful Wife, Be the Difference, Pastor Kim. If there's anybody I'm missing, I'll scroll through and see. Jay's Way, Jules, Rams Clan. Thank you, sister. Thank you. And Kid 38, so I don't feel guilty. Reborn Artist Life. Thank you. I haven't eaten. I don't even have lipstick on, but the sexy too much for you. Coleman, thank you so much. The first thing I was going to do was get on with my coffee and do my Greenleaf recap. I'm trying to do the things on my to-do list. I'm working 2 channels and then I got to have an activity for the kids this afternoon. And it's hard. We all have a YouTube channel. It's hard working in ministry. People work full-time jobs. People different schedules. You could be talking about different ways paint dries, and I just that's my right there. It's real. We build real relationships here on the OobTube. Y'all hear me? Me and Pastor Kim, Coach Sherry, anybody that I've sat with, we sit down and talk like we've been friends forever. Have an amazing day. Everyone have to go pack 2 reborns going home. Glory be to God for your fruitful ministry and that you keep on blessing people with your gifted hands. Outstanding reborn, outstanding. May your business continue to flourish. You're on your way to great things. Has B-Love gotten her doll from you yet? And then thank you so much for coming and popping in. I appreciate that. And then Charity's office. Oh, they painted Charity's office peach, and she was like, what is going on? And Pastor's Wendy went into Pastor's office and completely acted out of character and was just stank nasty and said, he still loves me. And the lady picked her face up off the ground and was like, Proverbs 34. about a virtuous woman or a dog fighting with a dog. I'm not gonna fight with you. Honey, she wasn't she mad? And it says right here, she done lost her office and threw her phone and notepad to the floor and then was rolling up the new floor plans. I can't text listening. I'll be quiet. Go ahead, text. I'll be quiet. She rolled the floor plans up, and the little lady said, little Caucasian lady said, how did you learn to roll things like that? And Charity stank nasty. I'll send you the link. Oh, I mean, that was a sassy, classy cat fight. That's what you call sassy, classy cat fight. Throwing shade without coming out of your character. They kept it so ladylike. They could have been sipping tea at a table the way they were having that cat fight. And they kissed the man. The white lady kissed her husband right in the mouth. Kissed the husband right in the mouth. Cleo, I'll stop. I'm telling you, I'm gonna stop talking, so I'm just gonna stay right on Charity and that. What's her name, Frank G? What's that lady's name? Kissed her husband or fiance dead in the mouth, and then Charity went to return the ring. Was that the first episode? No, we watched the first episode after the second episode. Don't. Okay, look, y'all. I scrolled my notebook. I thought I was on. Okay, so it says empathy for Grace one moment, and then Charity pulls up, and Lady Mae just walks off. And I said, Lady Mae, where is your compassion? Let me do it again. Rick Fox, Rick Fox, Rick Fox, Rick Fox, Rick Fox. All right. Jacob said to Carissa, if you take your slut meds, because she got, for those that don't know, she caught chlamydia. That's this show showing out. Jacob's wife caught chlamydia from the guy she had an affair with. And Jacob said the marriage is now over. And Carissa is saying, in order for you to end this marriage, I want all of what's due to me. And I know your parents have a lot of money because they stole this estate from somebody, and I've got the will to prove me everything. Hello, my queen backyard gardener. Life of Cleo. The toe tapper, tap your toe, tap your toe, tap your toe. The toe tapper is, y'all know Jacob ain't got no money. So they go to the lawyer's office, and Carissa says she wants full custody. Child, please. Jacob ain't got no money. And as far as we're concerned, take the will on down to the police office. Good morning, Cheryl Moore. She's a subscriber. Yeah, it's true. And the daughter, Jacob and Carissa's daughter, is like, Mom and Daddy, y'all get a divorce, or Daddy, did you cheat again? But this time the daddy didn't cheat. Carissa cheated. And now she has to take slut meds. Okay, well, we're rounding it out. We're going to close up the camp. And that says in my notes, I need Lady Mae to change that top. Has anybody heard of Flag Day? Anybody heard of Flag Day? Shout out to the 7. Thank you. Bishop is sick. So when Lady Mae hears from the Lord, yes, good morning, my beloved Queen Cheryl, Life of Cleo, Be the Difference, Pastor Kim, Fruitful Wife, Frank G. TV, Life of Cleo, Jay's Way, Rams Clan. Anybody else that may be in the chat, and Artist Life was here. Slut meds, girl, they said it on TV. I had to clutch pearls. I just needed to find some. I was like, oh my God, did they just say that? Listen. Lady Mae had permission to eat again because she heard from the Lord once she saw that Bishop was sick and couldn't remember Flag's Day, which was the day they wanted to get married. And that's why Bishop is pushing for them to get married, is because he is sick. And he's like, I got to marry her before I go down into the grave. Greenleaf. Greenleaf and coffee. Greenleaf and coffee. Okay, so she said, I heard from the Lord now. And she ate a tomato and said, ooh, this tomato. And she had pasta. Okay. Bishop goes fishing with his son. And he pulls out the fish tackle. He finds the will. I thought that Jacob already knew that his daddy and what he did to Skanky Bank's daddy. I thought he already knew that. But I guess from episode 3, we saw the highlight. Jacob confronts Bishop and says, did you call Skanky Bank's father down to the church that night? Because remember, he died in the church basement. So Jacob's going to go hard at Bishop. We're going to stay tuned for that. And then Jacob's reading the will and is like, Lord, there's so much more going on here. And then Jacob realizes he's got the will and Carissa doesn't. So she has nothing over his head. She has nothing over her head to go to the police department with if he's got the real will. But we got to see which will predicates or predates. Now, Skanky Banks is dead. I really like that character. Thank you for the people that are sitting here watching me. Thank you. I appreciate your support so much. That's what's up. How did Jacob know? I call her Sweetie Pie. Frank GTV, what's her name? The cutie pie at the very end of the episode when Frank G went and knocked on, Jacob went and knocked the door and she opened it and she said, Skanky Banks is dead. I call her Sweetie Pie because she's such a sweet little, she was first lady at the competing church across the street. Basie, Cheryl, it's on Oprah, on the OWN network, and everybody catch it in your spirit. OWN is going to bring out African American classic films. It's about time. We got Turner Classic Films, but somebody should have been brought out African American classic films because we need to let our children and we need to support films of old, and we have to rely on Turner Classic Movie and AMC, American Movie Classics, to bring out movies of ours. And all we have is OWN. And Oprah has changed her ministry completely from her TV base was Caucasian and now her television base in order to stay on is African American. And thanks to Tyler Perry for keeping her alive. And now, if she can do this right, the Classic Films Ministry is happening on OWN. And she's got Brown Sugar. What's it called? Sugar. Queen Sugar. And this. So now her fan base, her TV base is African American and we're supposed to be there. So we're helping support our African American TV shows. And that's what I'm all about because we're really not seeing that much on TV unless it's the news. But I digress. Ending, the last scene was Skanky Banks. I can't remember his name. Sweetie. Sweetheart, Sweetie. Sweetie. Was Skanky Banks' wife, but he's dead. She's living in an apartment and she opens the door and goes, he's dead. My hopes is that Jacob will happily divorce Carissa, except for she's adding such great drama to the show, that Jacob gets with Sweetie. That's what I call her. That's my recap. That was me with coffee. I believe it's 11 o'clock. I may go downstairs and go live. I may not. I'm going to go eat some breakfast. You guys stay tuned. On Wednesdays, I will be doing my coffee and Greenleaf or Greenleaf and coffee live. If anybody here that's listening to my voice knows how to use StreamYards, when I put StreamYards on this laptop, it keeps saying it needs a streaming service. Well, I've got StreamYards already on and I hit the button and say go live. And you'll even see I test my first live, but I can't get it to work. So I'm a StreamYards dummy and I need help. I can't be ashamed to ask for help, family and friends. And I thank you for watching. I love Greenleaf. I love all things African American culture. Are you using Chrome? Yes, ma'am. I'm using Chrome. True remind or our youth what what uh Master really right. I'm using Chrome, and there's so many great films out there. And I'm a 1940s, 1970s film fanatic. Like me and Arthur watch all the old black and white movies, and it's rare that you see African American ones, but we do have some good ones out there. Um, my family base, not family base told me do what I love to do, so I'm doing it, and I love to talk about Greenleaf because we don't have any shows. And Terrence, I didn't know you were still here, brother. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna keep pushing, and that's what we got to do, you guys, right? Fruitful Wife, Pastor Kim. If no one comes, you just talk about the show and keep going. And it doesn't matter how many people are in the house. Do what you love to do and do it with a passion and put God in it, and everything else will be all right. Do it because you love to do it and because He gave you an assignment to do it. Walk in your assignment, people. Don't forget to walk in your assignment. I'm gonna go get some breakfast. I don't know what my husband are doing today. He's been home all week. And the kids. So thank you for watching. My name is Lisa. Thank you for coming to Carter's Eat. Be sure you comment, commit, and stick. Comment, commit, and stick. Comment, commit, and stick. Here at Carter's Eat. Because all my fans are on the cute couch. I hate that word fan. All my family is on the cute couch. Cute. Cheryl, I think the writing could be a little bit better, like storylines, but considering we don't have many African American shows and there's not a lot of dynasties and Knots Landings and Dallases left, Greenleaf is your drama show with an African American family that happens to be in the ministry. They're losing their church. It's a family of five. They lost one daughter. It's really good. Uh, it's gonna see. This is the last season. Mukbangs were walking out the door. I did my morning announcements. We did our morning ministry. We just did Greenleaf and coffee. I didn't give a scripture today, but we all know to walk looking for God's blessing and listening for His whisper. AJ Rose, I love you. Thank you for what you're doing for the community. Just stay tuned for next, like what we're going to do in the next series, Frank G. And I don't think Bishop will be a part of it, but he's such a phenomenal actor. Like in general, he's a phenomenal actor. I'm not here. I want somebody to be able to watch this after I end it. So if I go live downstairs, I'll pull back up. Good morning, everybody. Make it a great day. Look at the clouds, look at the roses, look what God can do. If He can do it for the roses and the clouds, He can definitely do it for you. Stay focused, watch God. You got a long way to slide. Take it easy, greasy. You got a long way to slide. Love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for supporting Carter's Eat. I wish I could just hug each and every one of you that's listening because we've been phenomenal together. Hey, Doreen.